In the video where I shared about my long COVID story, I mentioned something I hadn't mentioned before to anyone, only in a blog I write, which is found on my website, mylittleunderstanding.com. And what I said was on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when I would go to work, this was after I'd been off sick for 3 months. On a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, on my drive home, I'd be in tears because despite the adjustments I had at work, it was clear it wasn't enough. And I would be in tears and I would be praying and I would be asking God, what am I going to do? Because I need to work. But this body, this new body, is just not allowing me to work in a way that is manageable. I was breathless. It felt like I'd done a marathon and I was sitting down. So throughout the whole journey from when it first began and even before, I was very prayerful. And for me, the pandemic just showed me that my life before that was preparing me for this season. And there's so much I want to say, and I've been writing it in my blog, which is one of the fabulous things that have come out of this illness. And I think that's my biggest testimony, that throughout the experience there have been so many things which have come out, which have been for my good. And that goes to the verse that says, everything is working for your good. You don't see how, but as time goes by, you get to see. And through my long COVID journey, I've gotten to see exactly that. And why I'm very thankful for that is because in the groups I'm in the long COVID groups that I'm in, it is so clear how people are struggling. And I honestly don't know why my struggle hasn't been the same as them, but I recognize that as a testimony and I give thanks for it. And so that's why I feel I just need to give God his own glory and thanks in his own video, as my own way of just saying what has been the key thing for me in surviving this journey of long COVID. And in that journey, I also lost a cousin of mine. So it's been a difficult 4 years. And again, I changed careers, and starting up a new business, that's never easy. So a lot of things have gone through. But the testimony is this. And just today, a friend of mine, after seeing my videos, sent me a message just to say how, he's sorry I went through all that, but I look good, I sound good. And this is my testimony. Throughout the whole time, throughout the whole 4 years, it's only when I've said to someone what is happening that they've actually gotten to know. And this is the deceiving thing about long COVID, because you look well, you don't seem like you're going through anything, but inside, there's a battle going on. And this was especially difficult when I would travel, because I remember one last experience. I think it was last year. Let me see. No, 2020. Yeah, 2023. And I was coming back from Kenya. And usually I would ask for assistance, and they'll just say, okay, when they're boarding, you can board first. And the last time I was traveling, I think that was 2023 in January, and I asked for the same adjustment, and the lady was like, but you're not sick. And this is why some of these illnesses can be deceiving. And this is why people are not given the support that they need, because outwardly, it doesn't look like you're unwell. And there's a lanyard which says, not every disability is visible. And this is something I'd like to let people know as well, is that not everyone who is sick, not everyone who is disabled has that image of disability that you have. And long COVID is one of those illnesses where people don't look like what they're going through. And for me, that's exactly been my testimony. And I'm grateful because I feel God has given me strength to keep going, keep pushing, when honestly I shouldn't have been pushing, or for other people who have pushed in the same way, it hasn't given them the same outcome. And so I really recognize what God has done for me in this journey. And I'm so grateful. And I know it's only because of Him that I'm able to continue. And my friend was saying in the message he sent to me that clearly there's nothing that can get you down. And I know that's not just on my own doing. I know that's purely God's hand giving me strength, giving me courage, giving me boldness, and just opening doors, opening for people's hearts to be kind to me and support me in the different areas I've needed support. One of them was in the career switch, and on LinkedIn, the number of people who I approached and the help that they offered for no money, I just knew this is God just trying to make me smile and just let me know that He's with me. I'm not alone in this journey where I'm not seeing where I'm going. I'm already dealing with health challenges. So, my testimony is that I've been willing to let God help me, which is what He says in the Bible. He will help you, He will strengthen you, He'll uphold you with His victorious right hand. And that's exactly what He's done for me. And in this journey of, trying to recover, and then now there's something else going on, which is a story for another day. I'm reminded of another favorite verse of mine, which is anything too hard for the Lord? And that has been something that has kept me going, especially in the career transition, meaning that anything that I'm looking at, it may look doom and gloom, but there's nothing too hard for the Lord. And I know I said in the previous video of how to support someone with long COVID is acknowledge where they are, acknowledge the difficulty that they're experiencing, and that still stands. For me, I know I have definitely acknowledged the difficulty, and I have been in tears sometimes, but not as often as I would have thought. And my whole journey throughout the pandemic, throughout the time when I was off sick, do you know what? I actually enjoyed my lockdown, which is not the experience again for so many people. And considering during that time I was poorly, for me to say that I enjoyed that period, I know is just again God doing what He does, working in mysterious ways. And throughout this whole experience, I've come out on this other side. Yes, I am sick, but you can have two truths. I'm not fully well, but at the same time, this is the healthiest I've ever been. I mentioned before, I've been walking. I love walking now. It is my medicine. So I've had so many contradictions throughout these last 4 years where I know in the natural, I should be one way, but God and His supernatural self, I have been the opposite. And so for me, the biggest thing I acknowledge, and I'll acknowledge till the day I die, is that God has been walking with me in this journey. He has given me strength. He has given me courage. He has given me the support I needed in all the different ways I've needed, whether it's from my health, whether it's from support network, whether it's from career switches and now opportunities where I'm building my practice. He's just been the reason for all the good that is coming out of this journey, which looked like it was for not good. So I thank God for all His help, and I know there's more to come. And this is my testimony. I still acknowledge the difficulties, but most of all, I acknowledge that through the help and strength and grace of God, I am where I am today. And I know there's more to follow.